Priscilla, Queen of the Desert, is a road movie built upon one of Australia's classic film stories, the journey of urban characters into the bush.
Perhaps we should have flown.
Following closely the perspective of queer characters, the film rolls the cast between the desert and rural towns, examining the boundaries of Australian identity. Intimate with her subjects, Priscilla spends a lot of time in close-up with the cast, and there is nearly always a face on screen. Even the desert, vast and empty, is granted this intimacy using close shots of lizards and insects. Alongside these shots, we are given very careful frames of the characters, often telling us how they are relating to each other.
Is it true that her real name's Ralph?
When the main cast is around others, during town visits and performances, we are shown the way outsiders gaze on them. Continuous reaction shots tell us about Tick's anxiety.
Frock off, Felicia. Don't make it any worse than it is.
And reveal the many different ways different rural communities respond to them. Following that thread, we come to the characters' relationships with rural Australia, commonly stereotyped as bigoted and provincial. Using the bar scene in Broken Hill as the first stand-in for rural Australia, we see this reinforced when a woman challenges the group.
No! You can't have nothing. We've got nothing here for people like you. Nothing.
However, this challenge is countered when Bernadette replies,
"Now listen here, you mullet. Why don't you just light your tampon and blow your box apart? Because it's the only bang you're ever gonna get, sweetheart."
and her performance of caustic Australian humour gains the group acceptance. The presumably strict gender roles of the town are also shown to be at least somewhat porous within the pub, as Tick drunkenly shares skincare products with a pair of men while Bernadette engages the woman in a drinking contest. There's a thread to this questioning of rural exclusion that runs throughout the entire film. While the characters are discriminated against to the point of violence, the film ends with Bernadette finding a chance at acceptance and peace in Alice Springs, the heart of rural Australia. In many ways, the film can be seen as challenging deep-rooted ideas that bigotry is part of our identity. This may be going too far. A particularly uncomfortable element of the film is the ethnic character of Cynthia. Which raises questions of just how inclusive Priscilla's vision of Australian identity is.
I don't like you anyway.
Nonetheless, the film successfully queerifies the Australian road story, interweaving the two identities and revealing fundamental links between the two.